you want to rehabilitate them, they are not ready to make themselves available.
I learned that body mechanism change, especially women.
We may not be able to totally eradicate this issue, but it can be reduced.
But the point is, these people we are talking about, are they willing to surrender for rehabilitation?
Whatever you cannot solve today, hang it to the cross. There will always be tomorrow.
In your 50, what are some ways to maintain strong friendship as you age, so that you know that when you age, at least you still have somebody that will still say, okay, let me check on him, let me check on her. What are the top 3 things you have learned in the first 50 years of your life?
Well, for me, I've learned that earth change, like Daddy said.
Okay.
I learned that body mechanism change, especially women. There was one thing that happens to my neck, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? I told my doctor, I said, I need to go for scan. He advised me scan is not good because it's radiation. And you know what, Pastor Bola, by the time I start looking at people who are 50, they are having the same issue in the neck. It's as if the neck is going to, like, it's coming out. They call it thyroid. But eventually, after my study, thyroid is like a fat in the system. So I continue praying, and I use my berry. And now, nothing. It's still there, but it's not coming out when I'm speaking. They say it's part of change in women, but some people don't have it. So anytime I'm going, I'll tell my husband, look at that one. It's like the neck is like, it's a keep quiet, mind your business. When I see that one, so our body changes. Then if you don't like, that is, we need to change our orientation. Walk. Before I don't go another day, but now I tell my children, I say, I don't try for now. Me, I want to be going, even if it's weekend away. We need to look after ourselves. You need to go for a walk and mingle with people. Like we pastors, we don't have confidence apart from God, our children, our husband, our wife. Because if you are a pastor, you have the confidence, you are killing yourself. What they don't see, they will stay, they will talk. So we need to move closer to family, talk. We should always be happy. I mean, I do tell people I'm a happy person. Whatever you cannot solve today, hang it to the cross. There will always be tomorrow.
That's true.
You know, I was telling you I'm going to work 7 o'clock. As we are talking, time is going. When I'm coming back from my work on Monday, I can quickly dive down. I'm my boss. The work I want to go and do this evening, it's not mandatory. However, I do it before they come back to work on Tuesday, all done. So we should look after ourselves, then we should love ourselves. Self-love is very important. Let me see what I just said. Self-love is very, very important. We should socialize. Hey, my children, my grandchildren, these children will be okay.
Sure.
But you yourself, it's what we eat, it's what we eat today. Yes, that you make sure that whatever, listen, even at 50, whatever you are craving for, do you want to buy clothes? Do you want to change your wardrobe? Do you want to buy gold? If you have it, do it. If you don't have it, forget it. You can even learn a new skill. I've been praying, a particular new skill I want to do in Nigeria. I've been asking Holy Spirit to go ahead, because if you don't have a leg, you go and do somebody else's job. Good luck to you. Don't say, oh, if you retire, what are you going to sit down doing? I've seen a lot of people who are retired, they cannot do anything again. Because they do. Some people plan, some people don't plan. Some people fall a scam. The money they give them to go and enter a scam. Will you be good in farming? Because in Nigeria, Mama Risa, how are you? Nobody to talk to in UK.
That's true.
Some people say, no, I'm in my country. I'm sorry. Oh, your home is your home. What are you planning in your old? Me and myself and one of my daughter-in-law, we spoke it today. Well, before you're 60, some people call for early retirement. You've been very active before now. By the time you retire, you're not doing anything. You just discover that a lot of things is coming on your body. So keep yourself active, even now and after retirement. What are your plans? Do you want to stop? Like my handwork here in the UK is the job I can do till 80 years. Other people will plant, other people will sow against old age. So we should not fear of starting a new skill. Then the last thing we are not talking about. What are we talking about? Our will. Because I discovered that Afro-Caribbean, before anything happens to your brother, your sisters are there to come and invade what you have suffered for.
Yeah, I'm coming to that question, Pastor. That will and trust.
Okay.
I know majority of Africa, they have this mentality that when you're doing your will, that means you are telling yourself you want to die. That is not true.
No.
That is not true. And sir, before I allow Daddy to say something, and Mrs. Pharmacy, I don't want to pronounce that your name wrong, ma. Pharmacy, yeah. I want to ask this wonderful question. What about people that are in their 50 and they've never achieved anything in their life? And now this I was discussing with a woman of God as well. We're just having a chat. That was about 2 years ago. So she worked with the Department of Work and Pension, and she said a particular guy came, and this guy came and he was advising him. Unfortunately, this guy is in his 50 already, and he has never worked. Yeah, I think he's a people of color anyway. He has never worked in his life. So now they're cutting benefits and all those stuff. And now he said, okay, what can I do with my life? Now I'm in my 50. So how do we advise such people? Because it might not even be in this part of the world. It could even be in Africa as well. There are some people, maybe they rely so much on their family, especially, sir, you will know that, ma, that people, especially these people that say omonile and all those stuff. You know, some of these people, they rely so much on this omonile, how do they call it? Omonile payment and all those stuff.
Lancela.
Exactly. And they don't do anything. And by the time the whole family land has been sold and everything has happened, so they are left with nothing. Now in their 50, what can they do? So how do you advise such people that, okay, now that you are saying this is the time we need to relax in our 50, this is the time we need to socialize more, this is the time we need to cut down our jobs, we don't need to be clocking, you know, some people, they will tell you, do you have extra shift? I have never done shift job anyway in my life, so I don't know how people survive with that shift something.
I cannot do. I mean, I don't seem to work.
I've never, and I thank God, because this shift job, I don't really like it. So how do you now advise such people that have not even achieved anything in their life? Yeah, I know with people from this part of the, maybe in US, in UK, Canada, or other, Germany, the government is still going to give them little penny, even though it might not be something. But what about people from Africa? So how do you advise such people? Yes, ma. Go for it, ma.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma.
You know, this Omonile thing is not only Omonile. You have some people who are potential thugs, who are political thugs, who are, how do I put them? Who are Agbero, these people at the garage, and so many of them. You know, even when you go to the garage, they will tell you that they have once been a driver before, they don't have any vehicle. It's quite unfortunate that our government doesn't have anything like rehabilitation. We have rehabilitation centers, but, you know, for people like them. But let me be sincere with you. Even when you want to rehabilitate them, they are not ready to make themselves available. The Bible makes it so clear. Jesus Christ said that the poor you will always have among us.
That's true.
That's the bitter truth. Even in this in the developed world, despite the fact that the government is giving them benefits here and there, you still have a lot of homeless. You see them, they're begging you for money. The little money the government give them, they drink, they go on drugs, and you know, the moment they take their benefit, they go on drugs and blah blah blah. So you have not only in Africa, but you know, for as many of them that we can advise, they can still learn a trade. They can learn a trade. Yes, at 50, ma. You can still learn barbing.
Sure.
You can still learn barbing. Barbing is not a stressful job.
Handwork.
Ma?
Yeah,
handwork. Basket making, cap making, you know, this design, you know, when you buy, they call it jacket then. But the point is, these people we are talking about, are they willing to surrender for rehabilitation? You understand what I'm saying? When you meet this average Omonile, the only time they ever learn lesson is that maybe when they go to the wrong land, maybe a military personnel or a police officer, and they drill them very well, they beat them. For maybe a span of 3 months, you can just still be nursing the injury, and after some time, they are still back because of the loose money. And what you ask them, those monies they make, what do they do with it? They drink alcohol, they drink drugs, they go into prostitution, you know, prostitutes. So if any of them is willing, and that is why most times when churches have crusades, you have some of them who are touched by the Holy Spirit and they are willing to surrender. So the church will always support them and help them. You understand what I'm saying? I know that some white garment churches, sometimes when they have people like that, the way they rehabilitate them is allow them to stay in the church environment, sweep, take care of that environment, and take care of them. But others, if we are able, if peradventure there's any of them, as one can help to learn a trade, buy clipper, after he has learned that trade, buy clipper, or maybe if he wants to make baskets, if he wants to make, you know, we can support them if they are willing.
What about people that are not Omonilema? Because it's not
that's what I'm saying.
Because people about
no matter how long they have worked, they were not able to build any house. You know, and they are still tenants. And a lot of them still exist. It's not because they were lazy or anything, but it's just unfortunate that they were not educated enough. You understand what I'm saying? So they were there, maybe level 1, level 2, they retired at level 3. I wonder what, even with this pension, this contributory pension, with inflation and the rest of them, you can help them out if they are willing to learn a trade. But a lot of times, their expectation is that you give them fish. You not give them
learn how to.
That's what I'm saying. All they want is there'll be free food, blah 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 in the church today. You find them there. So even when you ask a 60-year-old man that she 1 or 2 things, can you read me? But that's what they'll ask you. That what can someone like me do? But they can do a lot. They can do a lot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then you find some of them being secure. When you look at the developed world, you still find a 60-year-old man being a security, a janitor, in offices 70, 75, 80. The last time I was in the US, I was so shocked. The people at the till, you know, attending to customers, over 60, 70. And I was wondering, you understand? But you know, here, it's quite unfortunate that our government is not, even some of them that are still employable, they won't employ them because already there are still so many people who are yet to enter into the workforce. So for those who are not Omonile, you can cancel them. The moment they retire, let them learn something. You know, they can learn a trade. They can even build, some of them will build, they can build small shops. Those who are privileged to have houses, they can build small kiosks in front of their house and, you know, sell petty things. But sitting down doing nothing is the danger. Expecting people to come at all times. I remember that you asked a question the other time about the 3 different things. And one of the things I want to mention is that career, plan for your retirement. Plan for retirement. You know, when you on the social media nowadays, maybe when you're in the WhatsApp, we see people advising men to take care of themselves. It's not only men. You know, in the past, a lot of people, even women, a lot of people think that their children are their pension benefits. But now that a lot of children, they are trying to even find their own feet.
They will pay mortgage.
Now when you say, you know, the children will be there, they will buy houses, they pay mortgage. They work from 9 to 5. Those of them are still taking shifts here and there. So those are the people you are still expecting to come and take care of, be your benefits at old age. it may not. Then I discovered something of recent. A lot of the younger generation, my generation, some of us have beaten more than we can chew. How do I mean? A lot of people build houses they cannot maintain. In Africa,
True.
you know, when you have a 5-bedroom flat, 10-bedroom flats, you know, all in the name of
competition.
That's my yes, sir. My friend had a very, you know, and at the end of the day, they can't maintain the house. You understand what I'm saying? Even when you ask them to sublight some of the rooms, they'll tell you, can I be living inside my own flat with them? You know? So when you are
yes, ma'am.
Sir?
This I want to say concerning people who are 50 and above and have not achieved much in life. Yes, the other discussant has mentioned the issue of rehabilitation, going to learning a trade and so on. Yes, for those who are willing and ready, yes,
exactly.
The government can be intentional about rehabilitating them. Abroad, we have social security and so on. But in Africa here, we have extended family. Yes, the extended family can actually pick on some of them, probably made a contribution, set them up, if they are willing, because the willingness is a major issue. My village, they said, the madman said they are preparing medicine for him. They have not asked if the sick man will take the drugs or medicine, you know. So the extended family can actually come in. Then, like earlier mentioned, the churches too. Then the government, advocacy on social media like this, public fora, in discussions, in lectures, like we can begin to raise the issues for the consciousness of the general populace, for the consciousness of the government, for the consciousness of agencies, social society like the Rotary, and all others like that, so that we may not be able to totally eradicate this issue, but it can be reduced, especially if we put it in the public domain for the attention of everybody. There are multi-millionaires all over the place who are good-minded, who, if is taken into their consciousness, they may start something and make a major difference. Then the first question you asked, the three things. One of the first thing that comes to my mind at 50 is, yes, my children who are growing up, God forbid I drop dead, they will live their life without me. That is one. Two, we look at the time of our forefathers. When we were younger in my village, in my town, I still met houses with thatched roof. People lived there. Then, before my very eyes, corrugated iron sheets came in, asbestos. Today, we talk of these expensive ones. People live there. Tomorrow, other things will come in. I've led my own life to this far. My children will live their own lives too. Okay, so worrying about them. Okay, then extended family, the same thing. Well, if I'm not there, sweetness is not there. Blatant lie.
When they don't see
blatant lie.
Another person.
Then I was in a seminar like this. We are being driven badly. Then one of us raised a question. If I drop dead now, tomorrow they will apply a new. The man conducting the interview, white man, laughed because it was a bottling line. Guinness, the bottles were moving. You drop it on the bottling line, and you think we wait till tomorrow before we replace
immediately.
The bottles will fall off. So immediately you drop there, you drop your cups and put another person there.
Yes, sure.
That means without me, job will not go on in the highest level of stupidity. That I realized a long time ago. Then my health, my life. How do I take care of my health? Taking care of my health, I realize will make a major difference. I don't drink, I don't smoke. But I have friends who do. Amade Isheni Dabaya. I wouldn't know how to translate that in to English. An irresponsible child will become an irresponsible adult.
Adult, yes.
The way they were doing when we were in the primary, secondary school is the same they are still doing today. So I discovered that at 50, whatever I've done yesterday will impact me tomorrow. So the consciousness became more pronounced when I turned 50. Let me regulate what goes into my mouth. Let me regulate the way I go about things. Avoid stress. Avoid sedentary lives. Sitting. You know, all of those things came to me as an inspiration. And consciously, I begin to, when we are younger, I can climb the upstairs and jump down. But today, all of those changed when I got to 50. Because I know that if I manage things well, I'm close to 70, I can still get to 80, 90. But they said something in my village, in my town, and I'm on briefly. You can somersault, you can jump, and so on. That is the hallmark of small children. And elderly does not dance better. You know, you have to raise your legs and jump up and down. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much, sir. If I have my question, I know you really talk around about all my questions, but one thing I want us to discuss, or 1, 2, or 3 questions before we call it a day.
We need to go and eat to Pastor Bola.
What are some ways to maintain strong friendship as you age? I know we've been talking about socializing when you're 50. So what about, the part of the world we live in? It's not like Africa, whereby even your friend, they don't see you, they knock at your door and they call you. But sometimes, let me say, was it not last year? The last time I spoke to my neighbor, maybe it was last summer. It was yesterday I spoke to her when I was spreading clothes outside. So, but what did I want to say is that what about in an area or in a place whereby you don't have too much people to talk to? We know in this part of the world, it could be lonely. It could be lonely, and sometimes people they don't even know you. Maybe you are in the house or you're not in the house. We've seen a lot of reports sometimes whereby they said maybe a lady living in a place died. It was when
2 years.
And nobody knew. So how, in your 50, what are some ways to maintain strong friendship as you age, so that you know that when you age, at least you still have somebody that will still say, okay, let me check on him, let me check on her. So I don't the ladies.
Well, in this part of country, like I said, pastors don't have friends. But however, I still have a lot of people I called. My assistant I called, I check on her. And because everybody mind their business, especially we Africans. Where I am living, I don't even want my neighbor who is from Nigeria know where I'm staying. I don't want her to know anything about me. Yes, I'm being realistic. Because what they know about you is what they will use against you. Yeah? So it is good when you're in the church. We know church, a lot of atrocities in the church. Some people do meetings and they're in the church. Some people go to church and they talk to people. Somebody was talking to me last and said, if I don't come to church, there's no way I go. I come to church, and when after service, they don't want to go home. Because I do tell people, forget about it. Whether America, abroad is lonely.
Sure.
Abroad is lonely. So when you don't socialize, it's not good. Some people, it's when they go to work, they talk to people.
True.
Because I am lucky because most of my family are here. Most of my half brothers, sister-in-law are here. I can easily call one and we start talking. We should learn, like I said, if you are here, if you have holiday, go out and ease out. Honestly, you know, last week I took my husband we both went to Uber boats. I've been looking at this thing. 21 years in UK, I've never entered it. If you see the way I was like on top of it, I say, hey, it's a free world, come. We didn't do anything in the boat. I just got a cup of coffee because the boat from London Bridge to O2, you can see the water, the brain was relaxed, you know, all those things. If you don't have anybody here, make sure you take yourself out. Relax in the park when you are off. Sleep well. So, it's not me, I don't know, because some people, most of their friends in UK, most of their friends in abroad, they are the one that put them into trouble.
What about people in the other parts of the world that is not?
Thank you so much.
UK? Okay.
Let me take that. Even in the UK and the US, you still have colleagues that you can occasionally organize. You can, you organize. Let's say you go camping, or how do I put it? Let's just organize this camp. Let's organize
weekend away. We call it weekend away.
Yes, even if it's not weekend, just from afternoon. The onset of summer, maybe on a Saturday. The weather is changing now for the better. You can just go out and enjoy yourself. But in Africa, in Africa, we have a lot of parties going out, but there is moderation. Because if that person will say you go to every party you are invited to, that person will just drop dead one day.
Yes, stress level will increase.
Yes, because you go to this party, you go to that party. We have family members. Thank God for the we call it GSM in Nigeria. Thank God for our mobile phones. You can call people there. You can do video call. You have your friends who are your colleagues. Your colleague doesn't know 1,001 things. Someone like me, I hardly go to my friends' houses. But they know that when we meet in the office, we gist away. Then we can say, can we roll this weekend? Let's roll this weekend. Let's go to the film house this weekend. Let's go out. Let's take ourselves out. So you socialize. It is not every time you go to party. Then you can take yourself out also. Like, I know that, I don't know about other states, but I know that in Oyo State, in Lagos State, in Ondo State, you have ShopRite. You have the females. You can just go there. Although things are very, very expensive now. But then there are still some things you can do. But one of the things I've discovered in the church, that this church is supposed to be another home for people. But in churches, everybody even seems to mind more of their businesses. That's the sad aspect of it. Even in Nigerian churches, people tend to mind more of their businesses than, you're supposed to be your sister, your brother, your brother's keeper, your sisters. We are one family. That's the family of God. But things have changed now. Things have changed. People in Nigeria, we tend to mind our businesses more than ever, than even the white people. Because if somebody knocks the door of your house unnecessarily, you feel offended. What kind of problem is this?
Unlike before.
Unlike before. Everybody wants to be bothered less. So what you do now to socialize is that you call your family members on the phone, you gist the time away. Well, data is another. Data is now life in Nigeria. It's now blood. And blood is so scarce to come by. But then, despite that fact, even when you still send a text message, but your place of work, make friends, your colleagues. You have some time, you gist. Unlike the foreign, this developed world, that when you go to work, there's nothing. Work is work. But in Nigeria, there's still amounts of time. But that's what yes, you work for them, but you still have break time. Remember that in your break time, you can still say hello to one another. So in Nigeria, most offices don't have break time, except the private ones, but the public ones, you still have time to say hello there in your office. You walk around the passage, and you meet one another, you speak to each other. Then the ones that are close to you say, what are you doing this weekend? Let's go out now. Let's all of us go out. 1 or 2 or 3 people who are still close to you. And somebody may have a ceremony. You can say, why don't we just let's go and have some fun and go back home? You know, and that's the way to socialize. The church too organizes picnic. The church too, they can organize picnic, they can organize love feasts. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's my own idea.
Okay, ma. What about people that don't go to church, or people that decided that their church is not my thing anymore?
They have families. They have friends in the neighborhood. Families, landlord association in the neighborhood. You have friends.
Landlord association is a very good one, to be honest.
Sorry?
Landlord association one is the good one.
Yes, thank you very much. That is what I am about to mention.
In Nigeria, they have landlord association.
Yes, we have landlord association. We meet. We are divided into zones and a central body. The zones meet in once in a month.
Okay.
Then last Saturday of every month, every landlord will be in that meeting. We socialize, we discuss, we raise issues, we contribute money. And if somebody is absent consistently twice or thrice, we go ahead to ask after him or her. Then, peradventure, you have a party, probably burial, your daughter is wedding, there is a naming ceremony, is voluntarily compulsory. I use that language advisedly. You must be there. And this happens, yes, it happens regularly. We contribute money. Okay? Then church societies. I attend an Anglican church in Ibadan. We have societies which also does the same thing. We meet once in a month. If you are not there, they look for you. They call you. Then we have other people who have health challenges. We contribute money for such people. Medical experts among us attend to them. Then we have men fellowship. We meet once in 2 months. There will be enough to eat, wine and dine. Then we have recreation club. Recreation club. For example, we have Ibadan Recreation Club. We have golf club. We have polo club. You visit regularly, and peradventure you are absent. Peradventure you are absent. They send people out to look for you. We also have welfare committee for the elderly. The elderly can no longer come. We send people to their homes, bring them fruit items and so on. This is the way we cope, and it's working excellently well for us.
So let me ask you. Not everybody has money to pay for the annual due of those polo club, education club, and the rest of things. You know, on so many platforms now, we have all students association.
Yeah.
All students, you know, on the platform, you know, students of your school, maybe primary school, secondary school. Somebody will have something to do, and you get to meet them. You know, you attend. The invitation will be there on the platform, and you attend.
Yes, WhatsApp platform.
Yes, WhatsApp
social
platform.
media platform.
Yeah, social media. Not everybody will be rich enough, because sometimes when you look at the levies from this polo club, recreation club, all this stuff thing, they can be very expensive, sir. Not everybody.
Let me quickly chip in for that platform of all students or a former working place. I discovered I used to work in a Ikoyi hotel. I was retrenched as a supervisor. That was 23 years ago, before coming to UK. I discovered that every time they always ask for money. Then the old student one, I discovered that somebody will come about, I'm not well, I will contribute. After I will ask my husband to borrow me money, I will pay you back. We now realize that, I'm telling you, because me, I'm a very good giver. I now realize that people are just using us, especially we in abroad, to take money. They've even given us people. I don't know if they are called Pasobola, that they don't know. They help us calculate that one for you £20, no. And they don't know that £20 before you can walk
I
that
think
walk.
it depends on the school.
It depends because I don't think they're like that.
The one I am in, I have to take myself out. To be honest with you, even the place I was working before, that they are doing the Korean hotel is no more. I discover when they need something. Do you know when my mother passed on last year? The only one I called that I need you to come, when she told me I should give her contract of cooking, I'm not the one in charge of cooking. She told me, okay, don't worry, we'll come from till tomorrow. Apart from my church member in Nigeria. So I now realize that I don't have friends in Nigeria again, unless people that we are here. To be honest. So I know it's not all school, but my own experience, I'm talking from my experience. If you see me, even
yes,
I'm not even on any sorry sir. I'm not even on any platform of all churches. That even though the one, Pastor Bola, the one I'm talking about, they will be asking you to contribute money for this, for that. My church platform, our church platform, I'm involved. Do you understand? But some schools, their platform is wonderful. Like Queen's College.
Like my old school.
Queen's School.
Excellent.
Queen's School.
Like my landlord association, fantastic. Like my church society.
Sorry, sir. Do you know the landlord association? Sorry, Daddy. The landlord association, they don't know me in my area because I do. My husband said my wife lives in Abuja. So some of them know I'm living in UK. Do you understand? When my mommy passed on, just of recent, I told my husband, invite them. We know our place is far, but I was not offended because people, even here, money is tough. Nobody, none of them, not single person that say, oh, my husband cannot come. Yes. Because my husband is a very quiet person. Nobody called that say, oh, sorry, we could not come. No, I'm telling you, nobody. I told my husband,
please permit me to ask this question. Does your husband attend
my
other people's functions?
He's the founder. Yes.
Okay.
He's the founder of that. If you call him now, you tell you that he has been in the meeting from morning till night. On Saturday, I don't get him. It was not calling when the line went off. I'm telling you. So,
okay, before we round up, sorry, because before we round up, I got these two important questions, please. How can we continue to challenge ourselves intellectually after 50?
Do new things.
That's a very simple one.
Do new things, learn new trades. Like I'm in I do certification and instrument training.
Oh, you said it. Okay, that's fine.
Doing new, I think I said it in the beginning, that learning new things. So keep your brain working. Embrace new experience, new skill.
New skills. Learn new trades.
Yes, I do with you. Learn new trades. You are not too old to go back to school if you can afford it.
Maybe I'm going next year by God's grace.
Really? That's good.
Let's continue to challenge ourselves. Go explore new frontiers. Okay?
Travel. Make new friends.
Travel.
Make new friends, yes.
Thank you so much. How has technology impacted your life after 50 and beyond? Now technology.
Positively or negatively?
It depends on you. How has technology impacted your life at 50 and beyond?
Let's look at technology round and scale. When I joined Guinness in 1986, there's what we call weekly sales returns. 8-page. You have to put carbon paper. Today, this is seamlessly being done in the computer system.
Yes.
Okay. Technology has improved our lives tremendously. In those days, we used to write letters. Today, SMS, WhatsApp, then socialization. You have Google, Facebook. You have friends. You chat. You relate. Tremendously technology has impacted life.
On TikTok. Like I realized that TikTok market is more cheaper than going to shop. And that's one of my firstborn now, she's not a promoter on TikTok. She just came to UK. She relocated 4 years ago. Like joke. Me, I've been procrastinating. I told Pastor Bola. Now, she has gone far on TikTok.
Yes.
We discovered that what they sell on TikTok is much cheaper than going to the shop. Do you understand? So we learned. It has impacted my life, to be honest. When I'm confused, you know all these children in UK. When you say, "Come and teach me," mommy, I'm reading. So if I'm confused of anything, somebody was saying it's an okpele. I say, which okpele? He said, Google is an okpele now, because you go there and check. Before you know it, he brings whatever you want. But one thing we should learn: we should not allow phone to deprive us our sleep. Some of us, if you are not started sleeping, the phone is falling. We don't leave the phone. It's not good. I've completed an habit now. If you call me after 10, my phone is on mute. Even if I've not slept. So we should not allow it to affect us negative.
Thank you.
Then our younger elements, our children, grandchildren, they are adult platforms, profiles. Children should not be allowed to go into such dangerous areas because we have seen where they impacted life negatively and the results very, very bad. Thank you very much.
Let me chip this in for the adults. The way we position our handset and even our laptop can affect our health. You know, lots of people have that. When Pastor Father me was saying the other time that her neck, you know, sometimes even the neck is so much stressed now because of the way we bend down. I begin to look at the handset and we begin, you know, the back, the posture. They are all affected. Then our eyes. You can see that. Thank God for that. He's not using glasses, or maybe he's not using it now. He's not wearing it.
No, I am short-sighted, so I can read without my glasses.
So you too, you use glasses. So you see the rays from the rays. Okay, the rays from these laptop and mobile phones. They are so injurious. They are not too good. Then please let me send a note of warning. Yes, they are not. Please let's help our grandchildren. Our grandchildren particularly. Our children, I know those of us that are here, we have elderly children. Most of them are married. Some of them are married. Our grandchildren, we should help them to live without the tablets. That's the evil I have seen here. You know, a lot of people, they just give them tablets to keep them busy. It is injurious to them.
And because they are addicted.
Not only their eyes, sir. They get addicted.
They are addicted.
One after the other, please. Can we speak one after the other? Thank you, sir.
Okay. It affects their eyes and it affects their postures. And they get addicted to it. And it helps them when they start school life, they can't do without it. You know, when we're in school, normal multiplication, 2 times 2, we go on to graduate to 3, 4, 5 until 12. And a lot of multiplications we still do off head now, as old as we are. Most of these children cannot do it because they've been used to their tablets right from, you know, the little age. And even the ones in secondary school, primary school, the parents will buy handsets for them. They don't need it. But it's doing more harm than good. So parents should monitor the use.
No, we're looking at 50, ma. Okay, thank you so much for that.
But for 50, ma, it's been wonderful. You know, we have learned so many things. You can, just like the Pastor Father said, somebody says Anokpele. Yes, you can, things you are confused about, you can Google it. But please, let me send this note of warning. Don't Google your ailments. Don't Google your ailments. Because when you Google your ailments, you do yourself more harm than good.
That's
the reason is because the way you a lot of things and you begin to panic more.
Exactly.
So it has been wonderful, ma.
Thank you. So what is one goal you want to accomplish in the next decade of your life?
Next decade.
It's not me, it's you that you are talking, no, and I still have one stereotype.
I have finished.
Aging. So
when I retire, I go back to my town and take a shifted title. That's what I have in my mind.
Just make sure when we support you, sir.
Yes, but maybe my wife will become an Olori.
Okay.
When I retire, like I said, embrace new skill. I have my plan for my retirement because in UK now they say 65. Do you understand? I waited 10 years before I could get paper. So I've not worked enough for my pension. By God's grace, I may retire before then. I may call for retirement, but I have my plan because I don't want to retire and be just sitting down up and down. No. My husband is into farming. I told him, I said, let's do joint anointing. Let's join farming together. And when the Spirit revealed to me that we are good to go, involve a lot of things. So that is part of it. So we need to plan our life, embrace new. So I'm embracing new skill now by God's grace.
In the next 1 year, well, my retirement age is 65. Actually, I'm not really planning to stay that long, but my plan is that when I retire, I want to do new things. I want to go into a lot of certification in the IT. I can still be productive online. If I'm still very productive, then besides that, I want to spend more time with my grandchildren. You know, I want to spend more time with my grandchildren. So most times when I can always work from home when I visit them. I can always do one or two things. You know, I can work from home on my laptop. You know, get one or two things to do for people. Do statistical analysis and do training for people online. So that's what. But the moment I retire, what I want, like I said, I want to spend more time with my grandchildren. You know, I know their parents are building their career, they are busy. So that area I can always help and also help myself work and take care of my grandchildren. Then I want to have time for my husband. I'll have more time for my husband then. So I think we can both travel wherever I want to go. Because now most times we can't travel together because of my job. But the moment it will become when the snail moves, the shell will move with it.
Togetherness.
Yeah, the husband factor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, in the next 10 years, I will be 77.
Wow.
That's why I said I'll go back to my village, pick a chieftaincy title, and begin to impart positively on the life of the younger ones.
In the village,
I will have some money to throw about, scholarship schemes, educational schemes.
Wow.
Those are the kind of things I have in mind. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much. So what roles does financial planning play in your life at 50? We just round it up there because the other question is for the women. So because I'm looking at the time now. Oh my
financial planning.
What role does financial planning plays in your life at 50? We know we're talking about will, and I said I'm bringing that question so you can talk about it now and all those stuff.
Now, when you're talking about financial planning, Ma, like I said, you prioritize, you know, you choose your priorities right. After 50, like I remember somebody was talking about gold, clothes and things. You discover that you don't need a lot of things. You don't need certain things again. Like now, maybe when I was younger, get this latest one, this and that. But I look at myself, I have so many of my high-heeled shoes that I cannot wear now. You understand what I'm saying? Then you want to look corporate. Now I still look corporate, but in flat shoes. Now I'm here doing my sabbatical. You know, the winter has just gone. Most of the shoes I bought, I couldn't wear them because I was in trainers. So you place your priorities right. You understand? You know, there are some clothes you want to buy. You can't buy the latest necklace, the latest blah, blah, blah. You can't buy all of them. So that is where financial planning comes in. It now becomes a scale of preference now. That's when it comes in. What do you actually need, not what you want.
That's true.
So that's it. It is not what you want now, it is what you actually need. So that is where financial management comes in. You want to save this towards this. You want to plan this towards that. I want to have a small party. The first thing I ask myself, how much do I want to spend? How much is my budget? And I work within that budget. And I'll tell myself I'm not exceeding this budget. One name we are spending, you know, so that is where it comes in.
So what about the wills aspects?
Now, I'm a woman.
The mortgage, and if you don't have mortgage, buying your house cash down, or maybe you are doing little by little.
You know, we don't have mortgage. We don't have mortgage in Nigeria.
Yeah, we know.
There is mortgage in Nigeria, but not most people benefit from it. Or you know, my husband and I, we have a house, and because it's not a polygamous home.
Thank God.
And we know it's a Christian home.
Amen.
So we wouldn't expect her. If all our children, they are not even interested in, that's the way we have trained our children. That's the way my father trained me. You know, it is when your children believe that they have this entitlement mentality. That's when you begin to think of this.
Entitlement is a disease.
Yes, it's a disease. But when your children feel that, what do they have? Let me work for it. The only thing the best thing we can give our children is good education, and which most of us we have done. So, will may not be too necessary, honestly, to me.
Can I come in? Can I come in?
Yes, ma'am.
From the experience, when you write your will, because of the family, for goodness sake, because of the family, brothers, sisters,
for the men.
But you and your husband, you are working as one. Yes, you are working as one. You have property together. For the sake of these children, because we shall not work in vain.
Amen.
Siblings, distant family, uncle, cousin, we've seen it. It's not for anything. I do tell people, when we are even saying it at work, when you're writing your wisdom as if you want to die, it's not your portion. Write it down, keep it. For uncles that their eye is in your property, man. May we not work in vain. And one thing I want to say is that some of us, like me, there was no good life when I married. I suffered a lot. I could not, even in the UK, I could not afford to buy clothes because no paper, no money. The work I'm doing is just sneaking and doing it. So when the paper come, things are falling in places. Do you understand? You writing your will not because of your children, but because of that uncle there. When they see you, the way they behave now is different from when you are no more there.
Sure.
Just even here they sell a will paper, it's just for £20. Give it to a lawyer to sign and keep your thing. So that uncle that is eyeing that house, they would the way they would treat your children when you're not there. Who do you think you are? It's our person. We own your person, and I do tell my children, don't eat with your 10 hands. Make sure my mom will save something for a rainy day. Nobody borrow anybody money now. So, like, I do tell my children that, I want to travel in December. They say, Mommy, you've done well. It's time for you to now start enjoying yourself. Because some people make it early. Some people is in the 50s, to be honest with you.
It's true.
Some people start making money. Some people start making money at 40. A new door of opportunity started opening for me at the age of 50. So the enjoyment is supposed to, when someone you see some people wearing gold, wearing whatever, 10, 15 years ago, when am I going to go there? No one day. And like I said, let us be positive. Let's celebrate with people that have achieved.
Yes,
that's true.
One thing I realized that God told me that open your mouth and I will fulfill it. Once you open your mouth, that God, this is what I want, He will do it. So when money is coming in the afternoon of your life, me and my husband, we don't have money in the morning. What do you mean in the morning? I got married at the age of 26. There was nothing. Until 39, I said that I came to UK, nothing. Maybe the marriage was even in the shabu. Before I start seeing, my hand is very good since I was young. But the money you make it, you use it for children. You understand?
Yes.
Some people really started coming at the age of 40, 45, 50.
Yes.
I'm one of those
Even
people.
35.
Yes. I see money, but expenses. So when it's coming now, make yourself do will. That's your uncle. You think they are the best. Now you. That your sibling that you think they without me they cannot sleep. They are deceiving you. Your
Daddy, what do you want to say?
Your children
Daddy
are
say
your
about will. Yes, I will write a will because to the glory of God, there's so much to share. Okay, if you want to share it, one house per child.
You will go.
I thank God for the government who brought in.
That is what I pray for.
Yes. One house per child. Then thank God for the government that brought in pensions. The pension is becoming appreciable. I pray to live long to be able to enjoy a very substantial part of it. Then, God forbid, if it comes early, they will pray for their Father in heaven because there will be much to share. So,
hallelujah. You are wonderful. Well done, sir.
The Bible says the wise man leaveth inheritance for his children.
It's a thing, man.
Yes, so the glory of God is playing out. And like one of the discussants said, these children have been trained. A degree in mathematics, a degree in engineering, a degree in mass comm, a degree in an MS in Greek. they don't look forward to inheritance. Daddy, don't mind, don't bother. We'll work for our own money.
We'll be fine.
We
Yeah.
even you will live long to eat the fruit of your labor. We'll buy you house, buy you car. That is their sing song. So if enough falls on their lap to have one thing to or the other to inherit, excellent. And for the uncles, and I don't have such uncles, and that's the honest truth.
Why do you
I don't have
know
such
now?
brother-in-laws. I don't have
You
such
don't know now.
brother-in-laws.
Honestly, I don't have
I
such.
don't have. All my in-laws,
We
they are
see, you know,
comfortable.
we pastors, man, we see people come to us.
Yes, I know.
We see a lot of things. You will not be there. You are in the kingdom of God, rejoicing in the land of gold. It's your job to say, this uncle Kai, may we not see him, Sha?
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so grateful for your time. I know we've really exceeded our time.
Yes,
Thank you so much. I know it's going to be a broad and wonderful discussion. Thank you so much. And for all our listeners, you know what, when you're 50 or you're 40 turning to 50 is even more than, oh, I'm going to throw a party. I'm 50 now, looking good, 50 and fabulous. You know, we snap picture, we put that gele, do all those stuff on social media. Praise God, yeah, we're celebrating life. But the most important thing we need to have at the back of our mind, we need to look after ourselves and change any habits that we know that is not good, you know, and we need to make more friends. Friends is good. All my friends, I used to say when I'm going to work, majority of friends I know in my area is either at the bus stop or on the train station when I'm going to work in my area. The other day I was parking. The other lady said to me, she said, I've not seen you for ages. I said, don't worry, I'm okay. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ma, and thank you so much, Pastor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I hope again we're still going to meet again to discuss another wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor.
Yes, we are readily available. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. I'm so grateful. And have a wonderful
welcome,
evening and a wonderful church
Bye,
service
everyone.
tomorrow. Bye for now,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you. God bless us.
Bye.
Bye.
In Jesus' name.